The week was bookended between Philip waking up and Rachel falling asleep, both of which are sure to shake things up on days of our lives in their own way. And in between, the show made it clear that we're already in 60th anniversary celebration mode, with flashbacks and nostalgia giving longtime fans plenty to dine on. I think we all figured Philip would keep his mouth shut in getting beaten by Xander, seeing as how he'd want to keep his fortune and his role at Titan Demera. But what I didn't see coming was his and Xander's genuine apologies to each other. But if those two somehow come out of this allying for real, will they help each other grow and mature, or just feed off each other's worst impulses? I'm hoping for the former, against all odds. Maybe at the end of all this, Philip's machinations can come affecting positive change? Of a sort. It does seem like this latest violent episode is going to finally push Xander into truly reckoning with himself, as Paul Telfer promised. But that doesn't mean it's going to save him and Sarah. That was clear during their confrontation on Thursday. And on that note, I'm going to say that I'm all in on this new Sarah. She's taking control, putting Xander in his place hard, and just feels so much more decisive, in all aspects of her life. Even Xander seemed taken aback at her cold reaction, and I half wonder if maybe he was more stung by Sarah's reaction to the news that charges against him had been dropped. A part of him seemed like he was truly hoping she'd soften towards him a bit, and when she didn't, he shut down with her immediately. Things will eventually turn around, I think, but that doesn't mean they aren't going to get very, very nasty between them. Marlena's grief is taking a toll, and Deidre Hall is still knocking it out of the park. I just about crumbled when she pulled out John's Yankee cap, smelled it and hugged it to her. She knows the grief is wearing her down. She knows what she's supposed to do, but it's clearly much harder to give therapy advice than take it. So as much trouble as Rachel causes, it was nice to see the two spend some quality time together on Friday. But then that took a turn, and Rachel blurted out the shooting in her sleep. And it looks like next week, Marlena's going to get the details of EJ's shooting from her granddaughter. If she does, well, at least it'll give her something to focus on besides losing John. But the last thing she needs is more family drama and pain. We know EJ's determined to keep Johnny safe, but will Marlena, and it looks like from spoilers, Roman, do the same? I'm still sure Johnny isn't the shooter, but I am hoping that we can get back to wrapping this up now. Things are starting to spill out, and that usually means the truth is about to come out. So let's get to it. Steve's retirement was certainly the fastest I've ever seen, but at least it gave us an excuse for a ton of flashbacks. But who is he going to end up partnering with? Because despite Beau offering himself and Hope, their skipping town put the kibosh on that. As for Beau and Hope, I don't think any of us expected them to stick around long. But Beau's comment that they should retire to the Horton house someday and pick up where Doug and Julie leave off certainly got my attention. I honestly expected them to vanish forever, maybe just popping up for things like the 60th anniversary. Days of Our Lives either made that promise because they're hoping no one will remember, or because they have hope now that there is a possibility of a permanent return for them, and the former just feels too cruel to be true. The long and the short of it is that the show's given us hope for the future for its beloved vets, from Steve to Bope. Days of Our Lives spoilers preview video for the week of June 23-27 reveals that we'll see a happy wedding day as Paul Narita and Andrew Donovan tie the knot. However, there'll be drama brewing in the whodunit storyline, since Rachel Black will admit to Marlena Evans that she knows who shot Uncle EJ Demera. Days spoilers say Rachel will point the finger at Johnny Demera and stir up plenty of trouble. Although Marlena and Roman Brady will grill Johnny, he'll swear he didn't actually pull the trigger. Unfortunately, Jada Hunter will still arrest Johnny for EJ's attempted murder later in the week. More evidence will come to light against Johnny, so he'll get hauled down to the Salem PD soon enough. DOOL's weekly preview video also shows Rafe Hernandez catching Kat Green off guard and then making a phone call to report information. While Rafe gives someone updates, Philip Kyriakis will be tormented by nightmares of Xander Kyriakis beating him up. Even so, Philip will stick to the arrangement he's worked out with Xander and hide his brother's guilt. Days spoilers say that's not going to work for Kate Roberts Brady, who'll assure Roman that she's going to make sure Xander pays. While Sophia Choi seeks more help from Melinda Trask, Xander and Sarah Horton-Kiriakis will have another custody-related face-off. "You're insane if you think I'm just gonna let you cut me out of her life," Xander exclaims about Victoria Kiriakis in Days' weekly promo. When Sarah wonders what that means, Xander will ominously suggest they'd better hope she doesn't have to find out. It's clear that Xander means business when it comes to Victoria and this custody feud, so bad news could be brewing. Days of Our Lives spoilers say the week of June 23rd to 27 will bring some highs and lows, so stay tuned. Here's your Days of Our Lives recap of what happened today on June 20th, 2025, when Sophia went into labor at graduation. Chanel threatened EJ, and Rachel accidentally told a secret. In the square, Paulina practiced her speech for the high school graduation. Abe told Paulina the best anniversary gift was her clean bill of health. Chanel said hello on her way into the bakery to bake Paul and Andrew's cake. Paulina asked if it was a distraction about the news from Sarah about having to wait to get pregnant, and Chanel said yes. Chanel explained that the other thing on her mind was that Johnny wanted to make up with EJ. It is because of that meant that the adoption fell through. All of the terrible things he's done has made Johnny question if he's even capable of being a good dad, Chanel complained. Johnny would be an incredible father, Paulina said. Chanel explained that no matter how Johnny felt, she did not want EJ around her husband or any future children. When Abe returned, a rattled Chanel wished him a happy anniversary and walked away. Abe teased Paulina because she was practicing her speech again. Paulina argued that since the graduation also fell on Juneteenth, she wanted to make sure that her speech was perfect. As Paulina read her speech aloud to Abe, she talked about how commencement was the start of the graduates' lives and their freedom to choose what to do with them. Free to choose the kind of life that you want for yourselves, which is why it is doubly momentous that this occasion takes place on Juneteenth, the day that the last enslaved people of the United States learned that their freedom had been restored, Paulina said. Abe smiled encouragingly at his wife. Paulina concluded her speech by noting, "Uncertainty is the cost of freedom, but I'm sure you'll find that it's well worth the price." Abe clapped at the conclusion. In the Dimera living room, Brady was waiting for Rachel so that they could attend Tate's graduation. "Rachel will be spending the night with me, as Kristen will be getting her mother settled in Aramid," Brady told EJ. EJ faked surprised joy that Rachel Blake had returned. Brady said he knew about EJ's deal with Kristen to keep quiet about Johnny's shooting. Brady recounted all the details that Kristen had told him. "I should have known that Kristen couldn't keep her mouth shut," EJ muttered. EJ asked if anyone else knew. When Brady stressed that his daughter had been traumatized by the events, EJ appealed to him as a father to keep quiet. "Relax. I didn't tell anyone, EJ. But father to father, you need to understand that I'm very skeptical of this deal that you've made," Brady said. Brady argued that his daughter was being tortured by her nightmares. Rachel walked in and informed Brady that she had thrown up. "Change of plans. We're going to go to the doctor, and we're going to find out what's going on, okay?" Brady said. After Brady left with Rachel, Chanel arrived at the mansion. Chanel reminded EJ that his actions had ruined her adoption plans and put a strain on her marriage. "I'm sorry that my son's hatred for me has been so hard on you, Chanel. Perhaps things will improve now that we're turning over a new leaf," EJ said. "You hurt the love of my life, and I don't let anyone get away with that," Chanel growled. EJ smirked. Chanel warned EJ to stay away from Johnny. After Chanel left, EJ called Rita and asked her to return the memory card he had given her. At the high school graduation, Tate helped Holly with her cap as Sophia watched. Aaron congratulated Holly on being salutatorian. "I always thought Sophia would be the one giving the speech at graduation," Holly admitted. Sophia congratulated Holly. "You've earned it," Sophia said. The four talked about how strange it felt to graduate. "It's the end of an era," Tate said. Holly took Tate aside, and she asked if he was okay. "It's hard to feel like celebrating," Tate admitted. Sophia cried out, and Tate rushed over to her. "I think I'm in labor," Sophia said. After Tate and Sophia left, Aaron asked Holly if she was okay. "This day isn't about me. I'm just giving a speech at graduation." Sophia's the one at the hospital pushing a baby out, Holly said. But you seem kind of shaken up about it, Aaron said. Holly admitted that she was worried because the baby was arriving before they had found a couple to adopt the baby. After graduation, Aaron assured Holly that Sophia would be fine. Holly explained that she was also upset because Nicole and Eric had sat on opposite sides of the auditorium. Something must have happened between them, Holly said. Aaron assured Holly that even if Nicole and Eric had been fighting, that did not mean that they would break up. Abe and Paulina went to the bistro after the graduation ceremony to celebrate their anniversary and Juneteenth. While Chanel stopped in to drop off a pastry delivery, Paulina invited Chanel to join them. Paulina toasted to the future, but Chanel frowned. Marlena met with Sarah at the hospital to talk about her dizzy spells. Marlena said she felt the lack of food and emotional exhaustion were the likely causes. Sarah examined Marlena, and she noted that her vitals were strong, but that she would review the lab tests to be sure. "So your diagnosis is grief?" Marlena asked. "I think that's what's taking a toll on you physically," Sarah agreed. Sarah suggested that Marlena speak to a therapist or a support group. As Sarah walked Marlena to the elevator, Marlena apologized for having wasted Sarah's time. Sarah said she was happy to help. Marlena told Sarah that she had been sorry to hear about Xander, and she offered to listen if Sarah wanted to talk about Xander. "The best medicine for me is going to be to feel productive and useful," Marlena said. Sarah said she understood and that she might call Marlena about an appointment. Rachel exited the elevator and excitedly ran into her grandmother's arms. "What are you doing here?" Marlena asked. Brady confirmed with Sarah that Rachel's stomach was still bothering her. Sarah hurried Rachel into an exam room. Marlena offered to stay so that Brady could go to Tate's graduation. But before Brady could leave, Tate arrived with Sophia. In Rachel's exam room, Sarah confirmed that she did not have a fever. Sarah asked Rachel if she had eaten anything, but Rachel said no. "How long has your tummy been hurting you?" Sarah asked. "It hurts all the time," Rachel admitted. After a few questions, Sarah told Rachel that she could keep her confidence unless Rachel was in danger. "You swear?" Rachel asked. Sarah and Pinky swore with Rachel. Rachel told Sarah that she had seen something that she should not have. Before Sarah could get any details, a nurse interrupted to tell Sarah about a patient in labor. Sarah gave the nurse instructions, then turned her attention back to Rachel. Rachel clammed up, and she said she was no longer upset. "I don't know why, but I feel better when I'm with you," Rachel said. At the nurse's station, Sophia fought off a panic attack as she rattled off all the things she still needed to do before the baby was born. While a nurse wheeled Sophia to her room, Amy worried aloud that the birth was too soon. Marlena assured Amy that Sophia was in good hands. Tate asked Brady why he was already at the hospital, and he explained that he was there with Rachel. "I'm sorry I'm missing your graduation," Marlena said. "It's okay. This is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing, too," Tate countered. While Tate took Rachel to get a soda, Brady told Sarah that Sophia was in labor. Brady asked about Rachel. "I think her symptoms might be psychosomatic," Sarah said. Sarah told Brady to keep taking Rachel to therapy. When Brady mentioned that Rachel had felt better after learning that Rachel Blake was an Aramid, Marlena wondered aloud why EJ had decided to do the right thing. When Tate and Rachel returned, Marlena offered to have a girls' night with Rachel. "I think a sleepover with Grandma is just what the doctor ordered," Sarah said. Sarah went to check on Sophia. "This baby has already ruined my entire senior year. Why did I have to go into labor early on top of it?" Sophia complained. When Sarah asked about Sophia's biggest concern, she admitted that she was worried that Tate would fall in love with their baby. "I want what's best for the baby, and for me and Tate, and that isn't becoming teenage parents," Sophia said. As Tate paced nervously in the waiting area, Brady took him aside to check on him. "When I woke up this morning, I was just trying to wrap my head around graduating. This is the last thing that I expected to happen," Tate said. Sarah wheeled Sophia out of the exam room, and she confirmed that Sophia had suffered false labor. "I'm really sorry we missed graduation. I thought it was real," Sophia said. "It's okay," "There is no way you could have known that," Tate said. Sophia suggested that they go out to dinner to celebrate their graduation, but Brady and Tate already had plans. Sophia admitted that she was relieved she had not given birth, because they still had time to find adoptive parents. Tate agreed. At the penthouse, Marlena and Rachel worked on a puzzle. Rachel appeared to be tired, so Marlena suggested that Rachel take a nap next to her while she worked on the puzzle. Rachel drifted off to sleep. While Marlena turned her attention to a book, Rachel started to moan in her sleep. "No! Don't shoot him!" Rachel cried out. Marlena's eyes went wide. Here is your weekly recap of Days of Our Lives for the episodes that aired June 16th through 20th, 2025. Philip woke up as Xander stood above him with a pillow. Kate and Sarah ran to Philip's room when they learned that the police officer had left his post. Xander was sitting next to Philip without the pillow. Philip said he did not remember what had happened to him. Kate complained to Jada about the officer's negligence. Jada warned Xander to stay away from Philip, and she accused him of having drugged the officer's coffee. Sarah confirmed that Philip was stable enough to be questioned. When Jada questioned Philip, he said his assailant had not been Xander. Steve dreamed that Adrian visited him with a message from John. Adrian promised to watch over John. When Steve woke up, Kayla took him to his surprise retirement party. Steve talked about when he had first arrived in Salem. The group also talked about how Adrian had reunited with Steve and Jack. Jack talked about how Steve had given him his kidney and then toasted to his big brother. The family FaceTimed with Wendy, Tripp, and Joey in China. Jada joined the party and announced that Philip was awake. Stephanie told Alex that Jada's dad and Steve had grown up in an orphanage together. Steve talked about Marcus. Jack and Jennifer asked Steve to find Alice's necklace as his last case. Steve mentioned Beau's suggestion to partner up. Steve called Beau and Hope and arranged to work together at Black Patch. Kayla supported Steve's decision to unretire. Doug III received an envelope with photos of Holly and Ari and a note that threatened the women if Doug did not repay his loan. Doug asked Leo for help, and Leo promised to give him the money to pay the loan shark. Javi announced that he had accepted a job as a rookie firefighter with the Salem FD. Leo and Javi celebrated the good news. Gabi went to dinner with Will and Ari. Ari complained that she was an adult, but her parents agreed that Ari was not an adult as long as she was dependent on them. Sophia admitted to Ari that she had a crush on Tate. Sophia said she did not want to explore anything until after the adoption, because she wanted to make sure that Tate liked her and did not feel indebted to her because of the baby. Tate admitted to Aaron that he still wanted to be with Holly. Holly told Ari that she was interested in another man, but that she did not want to date anyone until she was sure there was no chance for her and Tate to reunite. Ari told Holly that Tate still wanted to be with Holly. Chad told Kat that he did not want Jennifer to decide whether they could continue to be friends. When Kat said she did not want to cause any more harm, Chad argued that Jack and Jennifer's feelings were their own. Chad said that he would not let them dictate his social circle. Kat agreed to continue to be friends with Chad. Beau and Hope caught up with one another. Hope talked about effects lost in the Horton House fire. Beau and Hope reminisced about memories from their lives together and with the Horton clan. Beau and Hope renewed their vows in the Horton living room. After the ceremony, Beau and Hope decided to sail around the world together, and they left Salem. Belle pushed Philip to tell her the truth about his attack, but he swore that a stranger had beaten him up. Belle didn't believe him. Worried about Philip, Belle pleaded with him to tell the truth so that she did not lose him like John. Xander asked Sarah for an apology for her assumption that he had beaten Philip, but she refused. Sarah argued that she had not changed her mind about Xander. Annoyed, Xander told Sarah he could never trust her again. Xander demanded shared custody of Victoria. Xander thanked Philip for not naming him to the police. Philip bristled over Xander's blackmail, but Xander warned him that they would both lose everything if Philip told the truth about the assault. Philip was hesitant to work with Xander, but Xander apologized and said he regretted his actions. Philip apologized for his actions as well. With the hatchet buried, Xander plotted to contest the sale of the hospital. Marlena struggled with her grief. Belle told Marlena that she had paused her relationship with EJ because of John. After a chat with her mother, Belle went to see EJ and tell him that she wanted to be with him. After a dizzy spell, Marlena called Sarah. Sarah confirmed that Marlena was healthy, but that she should talk to a therapist about her grief. Johnny found a Father's Day gift from Chanel in a box. Johnny promised Chanel that they would be parents someday. EJ apologized to Johnny, and he said Johnny's actions the night of the shooting had been justified. EJ agreed to stay away from Johnny. Johnny told EJ that he knew EJ loved him, and he still wanted EJ in his life. Furious, Chanel privately warned EJ to stay away from Johnny. After the confrontation, Chanel went to get a checkup. Although Chanel's health was good, Sarah recommended that Chanel continue to wait to get pregnant. Rafe told Jada about the camera he had planted in the Dimera living room, and they discussed who could have stolen the memory card. Jada and Rafe agreed to try and be friends. EJ called Rita and asked her to return the memory card to him. After Sophia went into false labor, she and Tate missed their graduation. At graduation, Holly noticed that Nicole and Eric were on opposite sides of the room. Paulina gave the commencement address, then celebrated her Juneteenth wedding anniversary with Abe. Rachel continued to struggle with her anxiety. In her sleep, Rachel cried about the shooting, and Marlena overheard her. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that there's some comings and goings news to pass along, so let's dive in and talk about all the latest cast updates. For starters, Xander Kyriakis and Sarah Horton Kyriakis' daughter will soon look a bit different. Ailey and Paisley Kerr were last seen as Victoria in 2024, so it's been a while since Sarah and Xander's little one has actually been on screen. However, that'll change during the week of June 23rd to 27, when a new set of twins takes over the role. DOOL's June 26th episode will feature scenes with recast Victoria, who will now be played by Amelia and Kennedy Heilman. Of course, Days fans may start seeing Victoria more often now that she's at the center of a major custody feud. Sarah doesn't want someone as dangerous as Xander around her little girl, so she's against his 50-50 custody pursuit. Xander will threaten Sarah when she refuses to budge and essentially prove her right. It's clear that Xander's still in monster mode at the moment, so he'll be willing to get down in the mud and fight for Victoria. Xander should have a chance at redemption later on, but he may get worse before he gets better. Other Days Comings and Goings info reveals that Carrie Christopher will resurface as Thomas DiMera, so look for him to play some games with JJ Devereaux, Jennifer Horton Devereaux, and Jack Devereaux. Next, since Paul Narita and Andrew Donovan's wedding is on the way, some familiar faces will be present for the ceremony. Shane Donovan, Carrie Brady, Eric Brady, and Will Horton all have more Days appearances coming up. Once the nuptials are over, it'll be time for Andrew and Paul to ride off into the sunset together. Paul and Andrew will exit the canvas as happy newlyweds after bidding farewell to their loved ones. Days of Our Lives and spoilers say Andrew and Paul will remain welcome in Salem anytime, but they'll leave to enjoy their honeymoon for now. Days of Our Lives spoilers are in for Monday, June 23, 2025. Fans can expect Tony DiMera to take bold action. Shane Donovan forces Kat Green's hand. Plus, Jack Devereaux and Jennifer Devereaux enjoy family time with Thomas DiMera and JJ Devereaux. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. In the next episode, fans can expect some heartwarming family bonding scenes. Jack and Jennifer came back to Salem right around the time of John Black's funeral. At first, Jennifer had a major problem with Kat and Chad DiMera hanging out together. Even though it wasn't a date, but a platonic one, Jennifer still threw a hissy fit. Then, Jennifer spent some time catching up with Hope Brady and Julie Williams. Next, Jack and Jennifer will play a family game with Thomas and JJ. It should be a nice moment, as they can probably all see Abigail DiMera in Thomas's face and eyes. Over with Kat, she will have a confrontation with Shane. It is teased that Shane will force the blonde's hand. It is being hinted that Kat might be a former or even current agent. Kat also lingered for a while at the penthouse, staring at John's picture. For a few moments, I wondered if John was Kat and Mark Green's real father. After all, Mark is the oldest, and Kat said she wouldn't exist if it weren't for John. Maybe there is more to John's story than we think. Days of Our Lives spoilers for tomorrow's episode reveal that EJ will issue a vow. EJ will insist on doing whatever is necessary to protect Johnny DiMera. However, could EJ end up making another horrible mistake in his effort to protect his son? It is also teased that Tony will take matters into his own hands. It's not clear what the storyline is about. However, it was hinted that Tony's big new story will feature a lot of unexpected characters. It is assumed that Ana DiMera will also have some scenes in this new story arc. Days of Our Lives spoilers and rumors tease Doug Williams' Ellie Wiegel may be redeemed in a dramatic way. Considering it's already been announced Peyton Meyer's leaving the show, might Doug sacrifice himself to save Holly Jonas's and Ariana Horton's lives? Viewers will recall that Doug recently received a threatening letter with photos of the girls, presumably from the loan sharks he owes money to. First, he took it to Leo Stark. He was hoping for a loan from Leo to pay the loan sharks off so they wouldn't go after Ariana and Holly. It's bad enough he was beaten the night Julie Williams kicked him out. Leo may or may not be able to loan him the money to pay off the loan sharks. But even if he does, that's no guarantee the danger will stop. Doug was mixed up with some real bad dudes, and his past has come back to haunt him, and he can't escape it. Ari is close to being Doug's girlfriend, having spent a night with her, while Holly patched him up and gave him shelter after he was kicked out of Julie's house. Perhaps a better idea would have been to go to the police. Gishas, but he doesn't want to be back in jail for stealing Julie's necklace in the first place, and he knows it could happen. Either she or anyone close to the Hortons could press charges, even though the necklace is now gone with the wind. Jail might actually be a safer place for Doug now, but that won't make things safe for Ari or Holly. He could try to get police protection for them, but deep down, he feels like it's his own responsibility. Doug found out recently that not only do Holly and Ari know each other, but they are friends, which made things a little awkward for him, considering he was interested in both. There could very well be a situation where the girls are together, possibly having lunch in Horton Town Square out in the open, in the bistro, or even in Brady's pub. This scenario could happen at any time, and Doug now feels he has to keep an eye on things and on them, since he hasn't put eyes on the stalker. Like Stefan DiMera once did to save his mother's life, might Doug see a gun pointed at Holly and Ari? Might he sacrifice his own life in hopes of saving theirs by jumping between them and a bullet? The latest Hannah Swenson mystery adds a heavier dose of flirtation to the mix. On Sunday, Days of Our Lives alum Victor Webster joins another Days alum, Allison Sweeney, for their fourth Hannah Swenson movie together, Pie to Die For, a Hannah Swenson mystery. The mystery at the heart of this latest Hannah Swenson flick involves one of her bakery's customers, who is also a theater rival of Hannah's mom, Dolores. When the woman is murdered, Hannah, once again, gets caught up in catching her killer. What's at stake with this investigation, however, is her mother's reputation. But a fun part of the movie is getting to watch Hannah and Chad's relationship blossom. Chad, a prosecuting attorney, is super involved in the case as well. Look for the two to be determined to solve the whodunit, but also look for the two to exhibit some mad chemistry while they're on the hunt for the killer. It might be fair to say they've reached the adorable phase of this budding relationship. The investigation throws the couple into a fun scenario where they're required to take a dance class and learn to tango. And according to Webster, he was ready for all of that and more thanks to Sweeney's expert producing skills. As one of the executive producers of the Hannah Swenson franchise, she's every bit the driving force behind the scenes as she is in front of the camera. She knows that I come from a martial arts background from when I was a kid. I've done a lot of action movies and TV shows, Webster said in a TV Goodness interview. She knows that I take salsa and bachata classes, and I think she just also really wanted to do something fun in the dancing world as well. And she's a natural. She picked it up so quickly. Pie to Die For, a Hannah Swenson mystery premieres Sunday, June 22nd at 8/7C on Hallmark Channel. Check out photos featuring the Days alums, as well as a preview of the movie. In the emotionally charged episodes of Days of Our Lives airing from June 23rd to 27, viewers witnessed one of the most devastating storylines to date. A courtroom custody battle between Sarah Horton Kyriakis and Xander Kyriakis over their daughter Victoria took center stage, ending in heartbreak as Sarah lost her rights as a mother, permanently. This week's narrative delivered a powerful exploration of love, loss, and the complexity of family dynamics, striking a chord with viewers, particularly those familiar With the weight of parenthood and the pain of letting go, Sarah Horton Kyriakis, portrayed with moving depth by Lindsay Godfrey, has always stood out as a devoted mother. Her love for little Victoria has been unwavering, yet, in a painful twist of fate, her deepest fear becomes reality. The court grants full custody to Xander Kyriakis, stripping Sarah of her daughter in a decision that shakes the foundation of her world. The loss is not symbolic or temporary, it's absolute. The courtroom verdict not only ends her custody, but denies her even the right to visitation. For Sarah, the ruling is a complete erasure of her role in her daughter's life. Her reaction, silent tears, trembling hands, and desperate glances, says it all. This is a mother's heart breaking on screen. The drama kicks off early in the week with a tense exchange between Sarah and Xander. Once partners in love and parenthood, the former couple now find themselves as adversaries. Xander makes it clear he won't allow Sarah to exclude him from Victoria's life, delivering a chilling warning. "Let's hope you don't have to find out." The scene is charged with raw emotion as Sarah fiercely tries to protect her daughter from what she sees as a dangerous future. But Xander's resolve is unshakable. Though claiming to act out of love, there's an unsettling edge to his pursuit. His past shadows his intentions, yet his commitment to Victoria appears unwavering. This confrontation lays the groundwork for the legal battle ahead, revealing the emotional depth and stakes of what's to come. As the custody dispute moves into the courtroom, the emotional intensity reaches new heights. Sarah, supported by her legal team, paints herself as a nurturing, stable presence in Victoria's life. Her argument hinges on love, consistency, and a doctor's dedication to her child's well-being. Xander, however, counters with a compelling case of his own. His lawyers portray him as a changed man, a father determined to be part of his daughter's life. They point to Sarah's reluctance to share custody, painting her as controlling and overly protective. Witnesses, some sympathetic, some possibly manipulated, testify in Xander's favor. The judge, faced with conflicting testimonies and emotional pleas, ultimately sides with Xander. The ruling emphasizes the child's need for a relationship with her father and criticizes Sarah's resistance to co-parenting. The moment the gavel falls, Sarah's life is irrevocably altered. Following the verdict, the aftermath is portrayed with heart-wrenching realism. Sarah returns home to the silent echo of Victoria's absence. Her daughter's toys, clothes, and memories remain, but the child is gone. Her grief is raw, her sobs echoing through the empty house. Meanwhile, Xander steps into his new role as Victoria's sole guardian. Though victorious, he's not immune to the emotional cost. Victoria, too young to understand, asks for her mother. The simplicity of her question cuts through Xander's composure, hinting at inner conflict and doubt. Did he make the right choice? Can his love truly compensate for Sarah's absence? The storyline unfolding this week on Days of Our Lives is more than just soap opera drama. It's a reflection of real-life heartbreaks and hard choices. Sarah's loss mirrors the experiences of countless parents who've faced the fear of separation or the pain of legal systems that don't always feel just. The show's writers masterfully use this arc to explore themes of resilience, parental love, and the difficult realities of custody disputes. Sarah's downfall isn't just a personal tragedy. It's a cautionary tale and a powerful reminder of how delicate family bonds can be. In a week packed with emotional highs and crushing lows, Days of Our Lives delivered a storyline that will linger with viewers long after the credits roll. Sarah's permanent separation from Victoria isn't just the end of a chapter, it's a turning point for everyone involved. For viewers, especially parents and grandparents, the pain, the decisions, and the consequences feel deeply personal. And as we follow Sarah's next steps and Xander's path as a single father, one question remains. Can anyone truly move forward from a loss like this? The upcoming week on Days of Our Lives promises an emotional roller coaster, blending celebration with suspense in classic Salem style. Viewers can expect a touching wedding, troubling childhood memories, a dramatic birth, and brewing family confrontations. As new bonds form and old secrets surface, longtime fans will find themselves swept back into the heart of the show's enduring legacy. The week kicks off on a high note with the heartwarming wedding of Paul Narita and Andrew Donovan. Set against the backdrop of Salem, their union serves as a joyous close to Pride Month, symbolizing hope, love, and unity. Friends and family gather to witness the vows, while John Black's spiritual presence adds a poignant layer of legacy to the event. For viewers, the ceremony isn't just about two people coming together, it's about healing and community. It's a gentle reminder of love's ability to endure, even through life's many storms. The glow of celebration fades quickly as a disturbing mystery emerges. Marlena Evans, Salem's trusted psychiatrist, grows increasingly worried about her granddaughter, Rachel Black. The young girl speaks unsettling words in her sleep following a town-shaking shooting. Marlena fears Rachel may have witnessed Johnny DiMera threatening his father, EJ, with a weapon. Determined to protect Rachel, Marlena presses her father, Brady Black, for answers. What unfolds is a tense confrontation that could reveal devastating truths. Marlena soon seeks out Johnny himself, demanding he swear he didn't pull the trigger. Her unwavering strength and maternal instinct highlight the emotional stakes and the unresolved danger still looming in Salem. Meanwhile, another major event shakes up the younger generation. Sophia Choi goes into labor during her high school graduation, transforming a day of celebration into one of fear and urgency. By her side is Tate Black, her loyal supporter, who assumes he is the baby's father. However, whispers of doubt quickly swirl. Could Tate's best friend, Aaron Green, actually be the father? Clues from Aaron's recent behavior suggest a deeper connection with Sophia, casting doubt on the baby's paternity. If true, this revelation could upend friendships and trust, leaving Tate feeling betrayed by both the woman he supports and the friend he trusts. As chaos brews, the ever-powerful DiMera family is drawn into fresh conflict. Johnny DiMera, struggling with guilt and confusion after the shooting, finds himself at odds with his grandparents, Roman, Brady, and Marlena, who suspect he may have stolen Roman's gun. Adding to the mystery is Johnny's cryptic alliance with Gabby Hernandez, sparking speculation about hidden motives. At the same time, EJ DiMera steps into full protective father mode. Played by Dan Foyer-Eagle, EJ seeks to shield Johnny by recovering a memory card held by Rita Leslie, one that contains damning evidence. His goal? To destroy it before it can ruin their lives. It's a risky move, but EJ's loyalty to his son pushes him to the edge. Monday's episode also delivers a heartwarming moment. The reunion of DiMera brothers, EJ, Chad, and the returning Tony. They gather for drinks and stories at the bistro, offering fans a nostalgic look at the family's more tender side. But don't be fooled by the warmth. Spoilers hint that Tony may have ulterior motives. With DiMera Enterprises facing internal struggles, Tony's visit could be more than just personal. He might be positioning himself for a power grab, setting off yet another internal family war. Will Tony bring order, or will his ambitions stir up fresh betrayal? On another front, Philip and Xander Kyriakis take hesitant steps toward reconciliation after a violent clash. Philip surprisingly chooses not to implicate Xander, instead striking a mysterious deal that likely comes with unseen strings attached. Their fragile truce may pave the way for healing, or deeper entanglement in the Kyriakis family's ongoing power games. For middle-aged viewers who value themes of family redemption, sibling rivalry, and second chances, this storyline delivers a poignant reminder that forgiveness often carries a price. As Days of Our Lives unfolds from June 23 to 27, the emotional landscape of Salem shifts once again. From the joyous union of Paul and Andrew to the quiet fears of Marlena, the tangled lives of the town's residents are laid bare. The storylines remind us that love and loyalty are powerful, but they're often tested by secrets, betrayal, and the past's lingering shadow. Days of Our Lives, Paul and Andrew are heading to the altar on Monday's episode. Days of Our Lives, Paul and Andrew returned to Salem when Paul's father, John Black, was missing. The pair returned to Salem to help with the search. Unfortunately, John returned to town, only to be gravely injured in the explosion at the lab, where a cure for Beau was stored. In a cruel twist of fate, Hope's true love was saved, while Marlena's true love succumbed to his extensive injuries. It was the continuation of one of daytime's most beloved super couples, Beau and Hope's love story, and the end of another. Andrew Donovan and Paul Narita first crossed paths during Beyond Salem, Chapter 2 in 2022. On this high-stakes ISA mission, Andrew, serving as an ISA agent, and Paul, working as a private investigator, teamed up to rescue John and Steve from the dangerous hold of Megan. Their collaboration sparked an immediate connection, but after successfully completing the mission, the two went their separate ways. In early 2023, Andrew and Paul reunited in Salem, where their friendship quickly blossomed into a romantic relationship. The couple's bond grew stronger over the following months, and by April 2023, Paul proposed marriage, an offer Andrew happily accepted. Throughout this time, the pair navigated their demanding careers and the complexities of their personal lives, building a strong foundation together. In 2024, Andrew and Paul made a home in San Francisco, but returned to Salem in July for a significant family event, the wedding of Teresa and Alex. During the ceremony, Andrew walked his sister Teresa down the aisle, with Paul by his side, symbolizing the couple's commitment to family and each other.